Hey neighbor, the heat has finally broke a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was hating life a couple weeks ago. 100-degree days, 100 plus, but it dropped this week. It's been enjoyable. I feel like living again, okay? And Maggie does too. If you just heard her, she's whining back there. But
she was agreeing.
She was agreeing. I'm gonna tell you, it's been nice. We got some rain. Today we're talking about, all right, kicking back into gardening mode. Welcome to the Row by Row Gardening Show, the best dadgum gardening show on the internet, where we talk about gardening, a little bit of cooking, and growing your own food. Now sit back and enjoy. The reality is, I just didn't feel like doing nothing in them 100-degree days. I was on standstill. We tried germinate some stuff in the greenhouse. And we got good results on some, about half we couldn't even keep alive. And this 100 plus, I mean, one day it was 150 degrees in the greenhouse. 150 degrees. That is just unbearable to try to do anything. But things have broke now. Where are they gonna stay broke all the way through August? I don't know. Oh, I hope so. I can take these 90-degree days.
It's so nice at night. Like last night we went riding in the Jeep and you could feel the cool. It wasn't that thick, hot, like an oven. It was actually the coolness.
Enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a little bit, you could actually breathe.
You know, the wonderful thing about here in the deep south where we live is we get to grow year round. The bad side is, there's about 6 weeks during the summertime, you just want to move. You just want to leave. You just want to stay inside. You don't want to do nothing.
You know, I did plant those hollyhocks and hibiscus, and they've done real well.
That is one of the few things that did real well. I planted a new variety of mountain mint that we're looking at carrying, and we come up and just died. It just said, I can't take this. I'm moving on out. But the flip side is, folks, flowers are blooming and doing well. Now, this is a hodgepodge of different things in your garden. I want to show y'all a couple different ones. I don't know if y'all can...
You can pull it out.
Well, I got it right here, I think. I don't know if y'all can tell that. Most of these are Benaries or different zinnias we got, but we got a couple of new varieties that we're trialing. This particular one I got my finger on here has such a deep, deep color. Now, it's from a series of zinnias called Dreamland. Beautiful blooms. I don't think the bloom stems are going to make the cut for us.
No, the stems are too short, and the flowers don't actually last as long.
But
they get spent.
The color on that is amazing right there, the deepness of that. So most of these are Benaries. We got a couple of these salmon colored of the dwarf zinnias right there. Those are beautiful colors.
Those do really well. They've got good stems on them.
Well, and for the filler you used?
Some garlic chives that's blooming right now. And some pepper. Isn't that pretty? Turn around, you can see the pepper. And that is, what type of pepper?
A Tabasco type. So flowers are blooming. Everything's good. Life's back to close to getting normal. I want to show you folks one thing. Now this is showing out in the garden right now. This, my dear friend, is an old heirloom okra type called Star of David. It has been slow to get started. We about to give up on it, but it's producing like crazy right now. It gets a little taller than what I would like, but this Star of David okra is, look how fat it is. Now this is about the biggest that you want to cut it.
Does it get longer?
It gets longer and fatter, but it gets tough real quick. This is about to the extent of the size you want to cut this right here. We have been cooking this in the oven with olive oil and sea salt, and we're going to eat it again tonight. But this right here is probably the ideal length to cut it. Now it will get too big on you and too woody. Throw it, pick it off, put it in the ground. You're going to have to cut this every other day, especially in this kind of weather. When we got rain and we got a good amount of heat, it's going to produce like crazy. But it is an extremely good old heirloom type okra called Star of David. It's known for best for its frying, but we don't fry okra as much as we used to. And I know that's kind of strange, but we cook it in the oven or on the grill a lot more than we used to.
Or air fryer.
Trying to eat healthier, folks. And it is delicious. So there you have it, Star of David okra. If you've never grown that, it's not something I grow every year, but it is a beautiful okra out there. And it's an heirloom variety, something a little bit different. And it is just showing out.
And talk about flowers. Hold that up. So back couple of months ago, a Terry Brown sent me some Texas Star hibiscus seeds, some red and some white. And I don't think I planted the white, but that's the red. And she called the other day about her order and asked how it was doing. So I wanted to say thank you, Terry. It's doing very well. It's just showing out in the garden.
It is.
I do have a question of will it come back next year, like my other native hibiscus?
My guess would tell me yes, but that's just my guess.
It is so pretty.
I've never noticed here recently how many native hibiscus we have in our part of the world. We went fishing to this.
I got you looking out for them,
my goodness, of all people. We went fishing this creek that nobody goes to. We've been there. We've been fishing here the last 6-7 years, and we've never seen a soul there till this last Saturday morning. And we was fishing the banks, and I looked over, there's native hibiscus on the bank.
You wanted to go get it, didn't you?
I wanted to go get it. It had some seed pods on there. Where am I at here? I'm supposed to be fishing. We have a lot of native hibiscus that I wasn't just not aware of till you started seeing them. And she is a seed pod thief. If there's a seed pod on there, we got to get them. So anyhow, all right, let's get into what you need to be doing now. Okay, folks, it is the middle of August. So right now is a good time to be planting your fall crops. And we're going to go over today some varieties and some types you need to be planting, some hints and some tips on how to plant a particular one. So let's get into it. Now,
so it's that time.
It's that time, and the reason it's that time is if we're starting our own seed, we got to figure about 4 weeks of seed to transplant time. Now, I can grow them in 4 weeks. If you're a good grower, you can grow them in 4 weeks. 5 weeks pretty much is the most it's going to take to grow these cool season brassicas, broccoli, cauliflowers, and things like that. So let's anticipate for the 4 weeks, and then let's talk about planting them and then harvest them. Now, all this being said, folks, if you don't want to start your own seeds, we're going to have plants available for this whole period of time, starting this 1st September all the way through the end of October. So
you can pre-order.
You can pre-order those. We have those available if you want to start your own. And the reason you want to start your own is you're in more control of the varieties you want to grow. We're going to have one variety of each thing, but if you want to grow something different, you can start your own seed, or if you're just like me and you just love growing, start your own seed.
And these 25 cell trays are perfect.
The bomb.
The bomb.
The bomb right here, folks. This is our proprietary 25 cell tray right here, and this is it. This is it.
Now, does we have the dome to go over it?
We don't have a dome for this right here. I actually looked into doing a dome for that, and with the tariffs going on like it is now, these are actually manufactured in the USA, but the mold was made in China. There's not very many plastic mold manufacturers in the United States anymore, and it was going to cost lots and lots of money to do a dome. So
I thought you was talking to Greenstock.
I did a little bit.
A little bit.
I need to back that conversation up a little bit and start talking to them again. But we normally don't use a dome on these right here. I don't use a dome. And if you want to use a dome, just take you some saran wrap and make your own dome right here. I don't use domes because it doesn't work well for me. The only reason I would use a dome is maybe some seedless watermelon seed. Then you can use the saran wrap for that. Now, that being said, a lot of people love the domes. All right, so let's get into the first one right here, and let's talk about spinach. I got spinach right here. This variety right here is just a good, decent size leaf spinach here. If you want to grow a spinach, this is a good one right here. It's called Bloomsdale, and it's 45 days maturity. Now, this is the one you could probably wait till the end of the month and plant because it's 45 days maturity.
Direct seed it?
Or you can plant it in your trays. I plant it in my trays, does fine. You can do it both ways. A lot of people direct seed the spinach because it's going kind of thick, but you can do it either way. But I probably would hold off on the spinach a little bit to the 1st of September to plant that. All right. Now, let's talk about collards, which is definitely one you want to go ahead and get started. In fact,
what collards is it we can't get anymore?
I think there's one called Bulldog we can't get anymore. There's maybe one called
Was it Georgia?
No, we can get Georgia collard.
What about Southern?
No, we can get Southern. There's one of these.
Oh, okay.
It may have been Bulldog that we can't get anymore. That was kind of a popular variety a few years ago. All right. This, folks, is an heirloom collard right here that I've been growing for the last couple of years. This seed crop is actually grown in Tallahassee, Florida. So I grew a seed crop back during the spring, late spring. This is a beautiful, beautiful collard here. It has those blue veins within it. It's got a little bit of a darker color to it. Wonderful taste to it. It has a little bit different taste to me than the regular collard does. There's only one drawback to this collard right here. It will bolt a little bit quicker than our hybrid varieties. But for the home gardener, this is a wonderful right here, and we're going to plant one of these today. Now, collards are one of them things you definitely want to transplant. And it takes about 4 weeks to grow them out, put them in the ground, and you can harvest these things all the way into the wintertime. These seeds are a little bit small, just about like a turnip or mustard seed. Can you see that right there? Mm-hmm. And what I like to do is I have pre-moistened my seed starting mix here. I like to take my finger, kind of dibble down in there. Now, if you get more than one seed, it's okay, but try not to get a lot of seeds. And she's going to be putting them in there while I talk about this right here.
That seems a little deep. No?
That's not bad. We're going to cover them up just a little bit, but not bad. She's taking her toothpick and getting them in there. Like I said, 1 or 2 seeds, okay. Germination right there, right here is 90%, so you're going to get really good germination here. 75 days to maturity here. So if we plant these now and we grow them out in here for 4 weeks, that's going to put us about the middle of September. We put them in the ground, and we get, during the warm weather, we get some good growth out of these things, good root system. Come the cool weather hits these things, they're going to be up, they're going to be mature, they're going to be able to take that cool weather. That cool weather is going to make these things taste a lot better. So it's an ideal time. You can crop these, take care of them, and they'll last you going on into the wintertime.
They'll last all winter.
Maybe if you really love collards, plant you another succession planting in about a month from now. But you should be good. But Alabama blue collards here, if you're into heirlooms, and I am on certain things, this is a good one right here. All right. Now let's get into spinach, because I think spinach is probably, not spinach, excuse me, broccoli is probably the most popular thing people love to grow in the fall of the year. This is my go-to here, Green Magic broccoli, and the reason I love Green Magic is because it is the most heat tolerant. Early first planting in the fall and my last planting in the spring, I love Green Magic. I don't think it's the best variety to grow during the wintertime, as I'm doing succession plantings going into September, maybe October. Break it up and you can go do something like Godzilla at that point. But this time of the year, Green Magic is a good one right here. 55 days maturity. There again, we want to get these plants in the ground, get them established and everything, and they're going to do wonderful. So Green Magic right here is a good variety to start with. Make sure I get these out of the way as I talk about them.
You want to go ahead and cover these up?
Yeah, let's go ahead and cover them up. I got a little perlite here. Now folks, I use perlite, but you can use vermiculite. You could even use your same seed starting mix. But the commercial growers use perlite, and that's what I use. But don't think you can't use something else, because I do if I get in a pinch.
So we're not going to cover them up except with perlite?
Just with perlite. That's all we do. Now perlite, in case you didn't know, the reason you use perlite, because perlite does a really good of creating a higher humidity around that seed than anything else does. Yet it's soft and it lets the seed bust through. These little microscopic tunnels or holes in this perlite, and it holds moisture in there and it releases it, so that it creates a little higher humidity around that right there.
Or vermiculite is more for things you want to keep drier.
Watermelons in particular. But I'm going to tell you this right here, and I just learned this right here. All your commercial flower growers, and I'm talking about your big commercial flower growers, they all use vermiculite. They cover the seeds with. Yep. So you don't want to mist that in good, keep it misted, and it'll be up and going. All right, so let's get us another one here. Making a mess, but that's okay. All right. We got Collards. We got Green Magic. let's move
Green
in.
Magic, isn't that our most
Popular.
yeah,
It is our most popular
broccoli?
broccoli.
You know, we asked the staff, I think it was yesterday, it was on the reel, what their favorite brassica was,
Yeah?
and it was broccoli.
Really? That doesn't surprise me. All right, folks, here, if you like growing cauliflower, this is a variety we just started a couple years ago. It's called Twister. This is my go-to broccoli. Now, we got some different cauliflower. We got some different colored cauliflowers out there that's wonderful to grow, but this Twister variety here automatically wraps itself around the head and protects that head. That's the reason I love Twister. It makes that big, white, dense head. If you're just gonna grow one cauliflower, it's gotta be Twister. We're gonna plant some Twister here today. 70 days to maturity. It's a little bit longer. It's gonna take a little bit longer than what your broccoli is. But there again, we get it in the ground, get it established, and look here, what you get inside that, you get one of these nice little...
Oh, I don't have to have this.
You don't have to have that. All right, so I'm gonna put that right there. They about the same size seed as
Yeah.
as everything else.
So
All these.
how do you determine which ones get the
We
plant
took our
label?
best sellers and we took our best sellers and we got tags on them. So that's what we do there. And if we sell it as a plant, it automatically has a name tag here. But one other thing. If you're in the Hoss Gardening Club, you get one of these for every seed pack you get. Boom.
Boom.
Hoss Gardening Club. Had to give you a little tout there. All right. Next, we're going into cabbage. Now, this is kind of so there's so many choices out there for cabbage here. And I'm going to talk about this for just a little bit. Early round Dutch cabbage seems to be one of our most popular varieties here. It makes a smaller type head here. It's an older variety, been around long. It's a proven good variety. I'm not taking anything away from early round Dutch cabbage here. It is a good one. However, we got a couple here that I want to talk about today that I don't feel like gets their fair shake. Cheers cabbage here is a hybrid variety, which is one of the most popular ones grown in our area here. And the reason is it's very consistent. Cheers has a very good disease package to it, and it makes a smaller type head, like a 3 to 5 pound head. And I say smaller. It's very consistent in the size of the head. Now, if you're trying to grow the biggest head of cabbage on the block, this is not the one to go with here. But it's very consistent. It's a very good one. And if you don't need a big head of cabbage like the two of us, we don't need a large cabbage unless we're making sauerkraut, because we kids can't eat that much. This is a good one here for a smaller type.
Oops. I was trying to be,
It's trying to be stiffy on me with me.
trying to be sneaky.
A good all-around Cheers hybrid cabbage. Very easy to grow. But now here's one right here that I think needs more recognition. Extreme Vantage is probably one of the best, if not the best one, for the East Coast United States of America. It makes a little bit bigger head than the Cheers does, but it's extremely easy to grow. Disease resistance right there, man. This is one here I don't think we give enough recognition to it. Extreme Vantage. You talk to any cabbage farmer, they know about Extreme Vantage because it is a dead good one. Uniformity, a bigger type head here. Germination rate on this particular lot here is 99%.
What kind of cabbage was that was being grown out by the Jimmy Red?
That was and I need to do a little more research on that. That was a long storage type that they normally grow up around Canada.
It was huge.
It was huge. But you can only grow it during the winter time. It doesn't do well in hot weather. These Extreme Vantage here does good, and Cheers does too. Does good in warm weather, and is a good all-around cabbage here. Some of those unique cabbages that will get real big and all that, they have to be grown in particular slots. And this one right here, I think it's good because it's more well-rounded. All right, we got one more flat here. We're gonna get down to this right here. We're gonna hold off on that one just a minute because I got something special I want to plant there. And well, let's move into seed tapes here. Now, seed tapes, so these things are you want to direct seed. I would personally wait till the 1st of September to put these into the ground. This one right here is dark red beet. Now, I've showed y'all before, like last week, how we tear these apart and everything. This dark red beet, I think you could plant them together without tearing them apart. Plant them a little bit denser and get a little bit more out of them. And then we get, of course, we got French breakfast radish.
And if you don't want to do the seed tape, we have that in regular.
We do. We have it. And then we got the carrot here. And this is Coroto carrot, which is one of our best-selling carrots here. I wouldn't split that seed tape up. Just leave it planted together and plant your 2 double rows on there right there.
And the Corota, it'll grow well in
harder type soils.
Harder type soils. It doesn't have the pointy end. It's more of a blunt, so it'll work through that soil a little bit better.
All right, so here's one that's going to blow you guys away. Moringa hybrid celery.
How's it different than the Tango?
It's a newer variety that we're replacing Tango with. And it is pelleted, which makes it a little bit easier when you fix to plant it here. It makes it easier to plant. If you would have told me 10 years ago we could grow celery in our gardens, I'd said, you have lost your mind. We actually, here in the eastern United States, specifically the South, do a wonderful job growing celery. We can grow celery in our garden all fall, all winter, into the spring. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
It lasted through the 6 inches of snow, those couple of cold spells we had in the teens, and then it lasted way into the spring. Now, I know I cut mine back at least 4 times.
We used it in all kind of soups, freeze dried it. We used it like crazy. We didn't buy any celery all winter long. Now, you don't need a lot of this, folks. No. One raised bed, I grew it in a container, our root pouch last year, which was plenty, and you grew some in a raised bed. Mm-hmm. A 2x4 raised bed is a plenty of this for a family of 2 to 4. So you don't need a lot of it. It produces like crazy. 90 days to maturity, so it is a little bit longer. Now we can plant it now and grow it all the way through, so we've got plenty of time. Moringa hybrid celery. Now, there is some caveats to how you germinate this stuff. This is where the tricky comes in. Once you get this stuff up and going, keep it watered, it's easy to grow, but there are some caveats on how to germinate this right here. And we're going to open this up.
Germination is slow.
Slow, but there is some...
We want to keep it moist.
Moist and temperature. You want to germinate this around 60 degrees, which is very
need to leave it in here.
Unusual. Yes, leave it cool. Now it will germinate a little bit. I've germinated like at 70 degrees. It does fine. But see that right there, how wide it is? That's actually pelleted seed or coated seed.
And what's on the coated?
It's a clay, just an inert clay. It helps. All that does is help you to handle that seed better. So I want you to try to put about 2 of these per cell, if you can, and that way we'll have it. Now, you want to germinate this at about 60 degrees is ideal, but if you get up around 65, 70, it's okay. It will make, you don't want to put it out in the green here outside and try to germinate no 85 degrees like you do everything else, because it won't germinate. Now, if you go on the internet, you'll find a lot of people on there talking about it needs light to germinate. That's hogwash. It does not need light to germinate. It will germinate in the dark fine. In fact, that's all the commercial growers germinated in the dark. So you doesn't need light, so throw that out the window there. It does need probably at least 48 hours in 70 degrees, maybe a little bit longer than that. I would probably wait till I started seeing green before I took it out of that and put it outside. Will it grow outside in our 85, 90 degree weather? Yes, it just won't germinate out there in that. So keep that in mind as you're trying to germinate it. Another thing is covering these seeds here. We're going to cover it very lightly with perlite, and I mean very lightly with perlite. It could even get by with just pressing it into the soil, but the commercial guys lightly cover it with perlite there. If you plant it too deep, it will not come up. So plant you some celery this year. Don't plant a lot of it. Plant your root pouch, plant you a small raised bed, and I'll guarantee you it's going to be a good conversation piece for your garden.
And it's gorgeous. It's just pretty to have in the garden.
And you've got celery all winter long. You want to go out, don't go to the grocery store, just go out and pick your own celery. Easy peasy. All right, so while she's doing that, we're going to move into...
I got it.
You got it? Mm-hmm. Lightly cover now. Lightly cover. All right, here's one that I love right here. We're going to get into flowers just a little bit. Calendula.
Great fall It won't take the cold or the heat, but
When you say cold, what do you think? 20 degrees?
yeah.
Okay, anything below 20, you can lose it. But man, it flourishes during the fall and early spring here. Makes one of the most prettiest flowers to me. Of course, Mama Hoss likes to use it as in her salves.
Yeah, I like to use it in my salves. That's pretty much I use it in the salves. It makes a very pretty dried flower too, if you put it in your freeze dryer.
Yeah. So if you got a spot, you want some color there. 50 days to maturity. Now, I would start this in the seed starting tray and then grow my plants and transplant it, correct?
Yeah, I have direct seeded it. Now it's really good about reseeding itself. I've got some coming up right now that I had during the spring. So it will, if you don't disturb the soil where you've had it, it will reseed.
And I know y'all probably not heard of it. Nasturtiums is a beautiful flower, but not only that, it is a
Nasturtium.
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 I boogered that up. This is Glorious Glim variety or mix. This one right here is a great one because it's pretty. You can eat the leaves. You can just enjoy it all the way around.
I was looking, and that's not something we've grown very much of.
No, we need to grow more. We've grown it, but we need to grow more. It's a cool season type flower. It likes the cool weather.
But the flowers are edible. The leaves taste a little peppery, and you can even use the seed as a replacement for capers.
Wow. I didn't know that. These seeds are bigger. I'm not working with seed pack, but these things are easy to plant here. So check that right there out. That's one of those flowers you can grow there. We're going to move into a couple of herbs. Cilantro is one of those you can direct seed or you can plant in a seed starting tray. It doesn't like hot weather. You may want to hold off on this one to the 1st of September here.
Now, I think if you started it in the greenhouse right now,
I would possibly, yeah.
it would be ready to...
Unless we turn off hot again. If we turn off 100 degrees, you may struggle with that. If it stays 85, 90 degrees, you'll probably be all right. 55 days to maturity. Cilantro grows quick. Now, the bad thing about cilantro, she's going to bolt quick on too. So when it gets ready, don't hesitate to use it because it's going to bolt pretty quick here. But if you love Mexican food like we do, you got to have your cilantro. Easy to grow. Extremely easy to grow. We got one more here that I'm going to let you talk about because this is a good one right here.
Dill. I love having my own dill. And it grows really well in the winter too. And the dill I had last year even lasted through the snow.
45 days maturity, so this thing's quick.
I'm going to do it in the green stalk.
Really?
I'm just going to direct seed it right in the green stalk.
Wow. You could plant it in your seed starting tray. We've done that and transplanted it out, or you can direct seed it either one. This particular lot here's got 85% germination, and there again, 45 days maturity, quick. Like cilantro, there's one of those quick herbs. You get in the ground, you can get a harvest. You want to plant you some succession plants of those going. All right. There is some other things that we're not going to touch on today. Cowpeas. I just wrote an email about that. It's going to be coming out Saturday. But that gives you guys an idea. It's time to get started with that fall plant. Some great varieties right here that you can get started with. And we got bunches of other. By no means did we cover them all. I just covered a few of my favorites that I felt like I should touch on there. But all kind of things.
We didn't talk about radishes.
Oh man, radishes, yeah. I thought I did. French breakfast radish right here. Seed tape. Radishes are quick. 25 days to maturity. So if you're impatient, you got kids, you want to grow something, radishes is the way to go here.
They do well in the green stalk too.
They do. All right, so there you have it, folks. A good starting, and I just planted some more okra day before yesterday. I want to keep okra all the way to frost. So I planted a row of longhorn, cowhorn.
What the plants you had in the greenhouse?
I did. I planted a whole.
And your red burndy's still doing good.
Still doing good, but I want to keep something going.
I did whoop it.
You did whoop it. You whooped the okra? Yes, yeah, you did.
I did.
But we got okra like crazy. We're enjoying okra every other night. So.
And my green fingers are still
going. We got okra galore. All right, folks, there you have it. Garden Spotlight of this week is a neighbor of ours.
Melana Bass.
She's showing her nice little garden hod there. And there is her daughter.
Bella Kate. She's showing her potatoes. She's 11 and has been patiently waiting for the leaves to start to brown. Last night she saw some brown and went digging away. Thank you, Lord and Hoss family, for everything you are and do. It reaches far and wide.
Melana Bass, Tifton, Georgia, zone 9A. Same as that. Tifton's right down the road. Thank you, Melana. All right, so the Farmer Hoss bobblehead. If you see the Farmer Hoss bobblehead on the set, put in the comments below. We'll draw next week for this week's winner. Last week's winner is Miles Shorey. Shorey? Is that
Shorey?
Shorey. Miles, send us your shipping information to
support@growhouse.com.
And I've got a pair of these on right now, Miles, and I just feel like $1,000,000 to get dirty socks right there. Good summertime socks. They breathe well. Yep, I got where I wear mine a lot with my boots.
You do.
All right, we've got plant pre-sales up. We talked about a lot of these varieties today, but we got broccoli, we got cabbage, we got cauliflower. We've got a couple more things I can't think of.
Broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, collards.
Yep. And collards, yep. So we got some plants available for pre-sale. We're going to be shipping these September and October. You can pick your shipping month there. That should be coming out by the time you watch this show here.
Have a new shipping.
You can pick your month.
No, but aren't we shipping them
Oh,
differently?
yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. So every plant going forward, starting in September, every plant, live plant that we ship herefore going forward is going to be FedEx 2-day. We're not going to ship any more plants USPS. We've had so much issues with those guys, and they don't seem to care. We had a rep come out the other day trying to upsell us on something other, and we sat down and talked to him what our issues was, and he could have cared less.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So we're just, the USPS is a nightmare. I don't know if it's all over the country or it's just for us, but it is a complete nightmare. It should, I mean, I don't care what you think politically, but it should be privatized. It is. If there's ever been one government agency that doesn't know what it's doing, it's USPS. So we're shipping FedEx 2-day.
In a special package.
It's not
going to be wrapped.
It's not going to be wrapped, and we have spent time and money coming up with this new packaging, so we hope that all works out for you. The thing about it is we gotta get these plants to you quick. We get them to you in 2 days, everything's wonderful. So when you place your order for live plants, be sure they're going to ship 2 days. All right, thank you for joining us.
Wait.
Oh,
Petals from the Past.
yes.
Remind you about that. September 20th, free event. They would like for you to register so they can be prepared as far as bathrooms and food trucks.
Big event, and you know what else? Yours truly is going to be doing a class there.
Oh, you are?
Garden hacks and how to grow year-round. So, yeah.
And we're going to have our special.
We're going to have something special. You almost let it slip, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
We got something special. Folks, we got coming up 1st of August. We've never done before.
September.
Excuse me, 1st September. I still got COVID fog a little bit. 1st September. It's never been done before here at Hoss. We got something special coming for the fall. And I know you guys are going to be super excited about it because we're super excited about it here. But anyhow, I can't tease that. I can tease a little bit, but it's going to be a couple of weeks before we let it out.
I don't know if you can keep it a
I don't know
secret.
if I can keep it.
You're not very good at keeping.
A fellow told me one time, he said, I can keep a secret. It's all these people I tell. And that's the way I am. I can
And you've
keep
been
a secret.
telling a lot of people
But
around
it's all
here.
those people I tell that can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something really special coming along this fall. All right, thank y'all for joining us. Get outside and get your hands dirty.